How we doing, y'all? Thank you guys so much for coming out. Warning, I guess. This is gonna be an interesting show, okay? Some older Jewish folks here, I believe. This isn't what you guys suffered for, okay? It's gonna get interesting real quick, okay, guys? I'm not Jewish. I was told to start off this show. I don't know why, but here we are, guys. So while I was outside at the door, I memorized a little bit of the Hanukkah prayer. So I figured we could kick it off with that, okay, guys? If everyone would assist me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. All right, that's all I remember. I couldn't read the rest. It was very hard, guys. I'm not gonna lie. All right, y'all. Speaking of it, let's bring out your first comic. Your host of the night, everyone, Dakota.
How we doing, Sacramento? Happy belated Hanukkah, since it's been over for hours. One more time for Josh, guys. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm excited to be here. I was having a bad day because my day started off with my mother-in-law telling me that I was getting fat. So a crazy Jewish woman. She told me I looked like I would have ratted out Anne Frank for jalapeno poppers. Yeah. It was rough. And I was like, no, just for poppers, because I'm gay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. No, I'm not gay. I like to think that I'm rabbi-sexual. That's more how that's how I roll, yeah. Now, I hid being a bisexual till I was in my 20s, and I hid being Jewish till I was in my 20s. So in my 20s, I had to come out of the closet and the attic. Which was hard, you know? Yeah. You guys think that we should be able to revoke someone's like Jew card, like their Jewishness? Like, you know, like for example, like I don't think Jeffrey Epstein gets to be Jewish anymore, you know? Because he had sex with all his children, it's basically like converting to Catholic, you know what I mean? Right? Yeah. You guys think there's any autistic Nazis that were just in it for the trains? You think there's any autistic Jews that were excited about the train? Like they got in whistling, you know? They came into town, they were like, let's go see what's going on over there, you know? They heard someone yelling like, die Jews, they thought they heard like choo-choos, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Yeah, no, I did go to the Holocaust Museum recently, which was a really like, you know, emotional experience as a Jew. It was my first time. But I was troubled by the fact that they have a gift shop. That's kind of weird. Like, I didn't go inside, but I'm like, what do they sell in there? Like, I'm just imagining shelves stocked full of Hitler Funko Pops. You know what I mean? You can get like I survived the Holocaust, and all I got was this shitty shirt. You know? I survived the Holocaust, and they gave me this fucking temporary tattoo. Yeah. Sometimes I wonder, like, what if they gave you an even worse tattoo at like Auschwitz? Like, what if every like woman that survived Auschwitz had like a butterfly tramp stamp? You know what I mean? Like your grandma bends over at Whole Foods to pick up her change, and that's how everyone knows. She has a tribal sleeve like The Rock. She's got fucking her last name in Japanese on her back. You know? Yeah, I don't know. I don't think the Holocaust would have happened if Jews had taco trucks. Okay. I'll have to explain that one, I guess. No, I don't know. You know, sometimes, like, you know, Jewish cuisine, I mean, the stuff that's good is really good, but it's all outside. It's latkes and jelly donuts. Like, that's like, have you guys had gefilte fish? I feel like Hitler tried gefilte fish at Shabbat dinner once, and he's like, this is the last fucking straw. You know what I mean? You know? There's a lot more people, there's people that they're more fat than they are racist. You know what I mean? Like, think about, like, we wouldn't have Mexicans if super burritos weren't so delicious, because we, you know, no one likes a super burrito better than a fat racist white man. You know what I'm saying? That's the thought I'm working out. Yeah. Thanks for writing me. I don't know. Some people say there's, like, you know, they say there's nothing funny about the Holocaust, and I think everything is funny. That's just how my brain works. But even, like, if you want to be theoretical about it, I'm like, okay, nothing funny about the Holocaust. What if instead of the Germans, it was the Chinese that did the Holocaust, right? Bullet trains, they'd put the Jews, it'd be the Panda Express. It'd go straight to Happy Dragon Auschwitz, you know what I'm saying? Did you get greeted by like an 8-year-old Nazi at the camp? He'd make you take your shoes off. Yeah, it's like, you know, and he's getting paid in Legos that he made himself, you know, to do all the work, you know, right? And the Jews got weak stomachs. We got weak stomachs. We couldn't handle all the Chinese food. Like, so it's like the gas chambers would just be like farting Jews killing each other, I think, you know? Instead of never forget, we remember a long time. Okay, I'm done with that joke. Yeah. Kenyan Holocaust would be, I mean, Kenyans, they run so fast they wouldn't need the trains. Just throw a Jew over their back and like sprint to Germany, you know what I mean? Across the water, you know? They got like flappers. Yeah, I don't know. Here's a fun fact, a Jewish fun fact. You know who loved Woody Allen? Osama bin Laden. Swear to God, Osama bin Laden had tons of Woody Allen movies downloaded on his computer. He even had Ants, the movie Ants, which is just not what I expected him to be into, you know what I mean? But I think he probably, I don't think he loved Woody Allen because he's a Jew. I think he loved him because they're both pedophiles, you know what I mean? I don't know, yeah. He also had Ice Age and Chicken Little, and he played Counter-Strike a lot, which means at some point in bin Laden's life, like, a Scottish teenager called him the N-word. It's just a fact, you know? Yeah. He also had, bin Laden had, next to his vintage pornography and his beheading, you know, videos, Al-Qaeda beheading videos, he also had the Charlie Bit My Finger video. Do you guys know what that is? Make some noise if you know what Charlie Bit My Finger is. Okay, yeah. So for those of you that know, it's just this little video, this little British kid, like, you know, biting his brother's finger, and he's like, oh, Charlie bit me, that really hurt, Charlie. It was like one of the first viral YouTube videos. And bin Laden had this downloaded, so it's like, it wasn't enough to play it on YouTube, because if the internet in his cave went out, he's like, I still need to be able to watch this. That's how much he loved Charlie Bit My Finger. And I just wonder if, like, maybe, you know, some people ask, like, would you go back in time and would you assassinate bin Laden or assassinate Hitler? What would you do with the time machine? I think I'd go back in time with an iPad, and I'd give him Charlie Bit My Finger on, like, September 10th. And I feel like 9/11 doesn't happen, you know what I'm saying? He's like the Grinch, like his heart grows 3 times the size. He cuts the roast beef. I feel like he shows all of Al-Qaeda buddies Charlie Bit My Finger, they go down the YouTube rabbit hole, and it's like, but they can't pull off 9/11 because they're doing like the fucking NEWMAN dance. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's been a weird time to be Jewish. It's been a weird time. I had at the Arden Fair Mall recently someone scream the word Jew at me, which I think is funny because it's like Jews, like people don't like us so much that the slur for us is just what we are. Like it's, you know, like I'm not gonna say them, but you guys are already thinking, okay, Mexicans they get this one, and Asians they get this, black people get that. We just get Jew. Like we don't deserve the respect of a clever nickname. There's like, hey, person that you are, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's just funny, you know. Like do better. Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. But yeah, a lot of people, they think it's like, you know, I get blamed for shit all the time. Like, they think the war and Israel and Gaza and all that stuff's my fault, which is crazy. You know, it's like, because, like, it's not my fault. And I support, like, I don't want anyone to die. I don't support war in general. And I hate what's happening. But I'm getting sick of blame. I think there's an easy solution. If we want to bring freedom to Palestine, people should stop running around yelling free Palestine. You're trying to get rid of Jews, you don't put free in the title. You know what I'm saying? You're just gonna think you're giving away more Palestine for free. You know, there's Jews see the word free and they black out. You know what I'm saying? Right? It's like you know, that sounds like it's like Palestine 1099 all sales final. I think that's a better, and then they'll just fucking leave. They'll give it back. You know what I mean? I think that's a better slogan for the whole problem. You know? Yeah, I don't know. That sounds like a yard. That sounds like free couch. Like free Palestine, you just got to bring your truck and pick it up. You know what I mean? Yeah. No, but it is terrible what's going on. But yeah, I am getting sick of it's crazy, and they're yelling at me like they hate me so much, and I'm like, how do you feel threatened in a man wearing this gay of a sweater? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't get it. And it's like, you know, people think I control the banks. You know, I was at Bank of the West, and this guy was yelling like, "Oh yeah, you control the Bank of the West." I was like, "No, some Jews control the West Bank, and I don't like that, but not the Bank of the West." You're getting them confused, you know? Yeah, I don't get it. I look like I'm the manager of the Gaza strip club. You know, I don't look. You think this was in the IDF? Maybe if it stood for is dumb and fat. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but I feel like all this hoopla, it's really, you know, making me angry. It's gonna turn me into like a Jewish nationalist. I'm about to be like Jewish Farrakhan, you know, I'm gonna be like a black power Jew, right? I'm like, they say, what are your thoughts on Palestine? Goyim, don't ask me that. They say, what are your thoughts on Israel? Goyim, don't ask me that. They say, what are your thoughts on being a Jew in America? Shit, y'all don't want to hear none of that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's like, it's, you know, no Shiite Kong ever called me a bagel bite. You know what I'm saying? That's why Jew Muhammad Ali is, you know, that's that guy. Yeah. I have a whole thing written for this, and I was just blacking out halfway through, guys. This is crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I just like, the Gentile wants you to believe that you are his Jewish friend, but you ain't his Jewish friend. He's a goyim, and the goyim, he sleeps comfy on the master's couch. And this kind of Jew that falls for this is what we like to call the house kite. And the house kite, he live comfy. He eat the master's gefilte fish and tuna fish casserole, matzo ball soup, and the real Jew is out in the field doing his taxes. You know what I mean? Y'all got me lit up like a shamash on the menorah. Y'all desperate for pussy like gamers in fedoras. Throw us under the bus, how about I throw you under the train? Shit, blame the Jew, it's nothing new, the Hebrew getting framed. With that logic, all goyim are the same. Blame my pal Stein for Palestine, cause Stein is in his name. Shit, getting blamed for the turmoil on a different continent's soil for a war the U.S. invests for oil. Y'all got me crabby like Goyle. And if you don't like the words I spit, suck my baby dick like you're the moil. Snip and suck, running duck, motherfucker, all of you. I'm not your Hebrew. All right, we're gonna have a great show tonight. Thank you. You guys ready for your first comic? This guy actually is a film producer. We all are, all Jews. You can watch his movie that he produced, Never Alone on Christmas, on BET. It's my pleasure to bring you Stu KOSH, everybody. Stu KOSH.
Thank you guys so much. Give it up for everybody you've seen here tonight. Thank you guys so much. An authentic Jewish show produced in total secrecy. I love it. They didn't even give us the address until the night before because they were worried about some kind of public lynching, right? Then when you get here, you're like, where's the comedy show? Oh, it's right by the inflatable fucking polar bear holding a huge giant dreidel. Like, look at have you seen the lineup to this fucking comedy show? Man, it's fucking Daniel Goldhaber, MORTY STEIN, SUBAS SHARMA. Man, it's either this is an all-Jewish comedy show or somebody's winning a fucking Nobel Prize. Like, what the fuck is this, man? Like, dude, I love that that's like the consistency with Jews is like we either get into showbiz or we become rocket scientists. Like Jewish mothers, you could give birth to the next great rocket scientist, the next great surgeon, the next big doctor, or all three stooges, all right? There's no in between. Right? I actually have to make this a really short set. My lookout shift starts in about 5 minutes. So I gotta wrap this up. My parents are here tonight. Give them a nice round of applause. My father's a doctor. My mother graduated Northwestern and I am performing in a garage. Awesome. After producing a movie for BET, a Christmas movie, by the way. Yeah. Goyim. Alright. Let's see how fucking Jewish this crowd really is. It's pretty fucking Jewish in here, dude. I think this is all the Jews in Sacramento in one place. This is pretty crazy, dude. You know they lit the menorah at the Kings game like a couple years ago and like there was no problems then. Right, but we've had a couple bad years as Jews. There was Weinstein, there was Epstein, there was Sam Bankman-Fried. I mean, at least change your fucking last name for Christ's sake. Man, it's I before E unless it's sexual assault. I thought we were doing pretty good for a while there. We had Oppenheimer. We had Oppenheimer. People were like, oh, the Jews, they helped us win the war, created the atomic bomb. Not so bad. Then we went to fucking war with Hamas, and they were like, nah, I don't know about these Israelis. So like, it's perfectly okay for Jews to build bombs, just not drop them. That's the fucking lesson here. And so now we're back at square one. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I used to get made fun of a lot in high school. I know it's a little hard to believe, but I wasn't always this tall. But this one guy that used to make fun of me, right? I mean, this guy pissed on my backpack. That's a true story. You can Google it. He beat me up every day before school, but 3 years after I graduated, that guy died in a terrible drunk driving accident, right? So moral of the story, karma. No, it's don't fuck with Stu. Or have a couple of beers and I will run your ass over. Right? And I used to drive a jet black Camaro back in the day. I could barely see over the dash, so it looked like Knight Rider had just hit you, okay? And if being short wasn't bad enough in high school, my nickname was Stu the Jew. Because apparently I went to an all-racist high school, right? Elk Grove fucking high school. Still to this day, I can't call anybody from high school and be like, hey man, it's Stu, because they'll be like, Stu who? It's Stu the fucking Jew, dude, alright? And I was actually adopted into Judaism. My parents, I'm actually Hispanic. I'm a Jewish Hispanic. All that really means I'm just better able to budget my drinking problem, right? I'm really good at manual labor, but even better at complaining about it. And with Judaism and like my Latin roots, like there's similarities and differences in the culture. Like the similarities are that they both have rites of passage, right? The quinceañera, right? And then there's the bar and bat mitzvah, right? Differences are one has Modelo, the other has Manischewitz. Similar in that they're both people dancing to Earth, Wind, and Fire at both of these events. Guarantee it, right? Like people have told me, Stu, you can't talk about how fucked up your childhood was in high school, getting beat up, getting your backpack pissed on, because you had well-off Jewish parents. So you're privileged. You're privileged for having these well-off Jewish parents. Let me tell you how crazy my well-off Jewish parents are. Because the whole thing is that because they didn't physically abuse me, I didn't have a rough childhood. Well, let me tell you, my Jewish parents, I got a couple D's in high school, I skipped a day of school, and they hired 2 bodybuilders to take me to a boot camp in northern Idaho where I was berated by ex-special forces and beat up by the other fucked up kids. So yeah, my well-off Jewish parents didn't physically abuse me, they outsourced that shit. And when you're Jewish, you gotta do all these crazy things, like you gotta get bar mitzvah, you gotta get circumcised, and not in that order. But and it's crazy to me that out of all the anti-Semitism in the world, how is it that circumcision took off? That shit really caught on. They're like, Jews, they own the bank, they control the media. Beautiful fucking penises, though. Beautiful penises. What's your secret? Oh, you just take a little off the top? Oh, we gotta start doing that. And you go to Israel. I don't know if anybody here's ever been to Israel before, but Israel's a really fucking intense place. Round of applause if you've been to fucking Israel, right? Who here can tell me what this means in Israel? It means wait. So if you go to the bar and they're just too busy for you, they'll say, Shnei, rega, wait, right? Well, what does this mean in Italian? This means fuck you, right? Right? And I used to live in India where this means eat, so I was very confused, right? I would like to live in a world where this universally means the same thing. Wait, motherfucker, I'm eating. And on top of this, Israel has really, really terrible drivers. I don't know if anybody here has ever been to Israel and can back me up. You can back me up, man? Bad drivers in Israel? Worst drivers in Israel. Like, I don't know what your experience was, but I'm trying to cross the street. In Israel, this white minivan cuts me off, runs 3 red lights, then goes right into an embassy and blows up. What the fuck? You didn't signal or anything, man! Little hat almost flew off and shit there. So I talk about a lot of depressing stuff up here, I know. As a Jew, I think I'm entitled to do so. But I know what, I sleep easy knowing what every woman wants. And there's some women in here thinking, there's no way I know. Oh, I know. Wow. Check it out. Yeah, well, you'll love this. Come on. Women love it, right? When I stay the fuck away from them, alright? As long as I do that, women everywhere can have a wonderful time. You don't even need to meet me for this to work. Women, I completed 3 years of celibacy. Thank you for your support. I couldn't have done it without you. Right? At one point, I was so obsessed with sex, I vowed no sex whatsoever, and I shit you not, I have not masturbated in 2 years. And now, finally, all my socks match. You know what I'm talking about, right? No, probably not. So, hey, my parents, they wanted me to do big things, and so I was like, you know what, I'll be a comedian. They're like, well, Stu, you need a backup plan. I was like, social worker. And, because I love fucking money. And so I was a social worker in LA for several years, social worker in LA. And LA is a really terrible place to be a social worker. LA has 60,000 homeless people. I don't know if you guys have been down there. It's fucking craziness. 60,000 homeless people. And are they trying to build affordable housing for these people? No. What are they doing? They're doing things like sending their actors into outer space, right? We gotta send William Shatner into outer space because maybe one day we can all live on Mars. Wouldn't that be cool if maybe one day we live on Mars? Have you seen Mars? It looks like Bakersfield, which is 4 hours away, has life and nobody wants to fucking live there. Mars will be where you stop for gas on your way to Jupiter. Mars will be where they put the fucking Raiders. I love that you guys are more disappointed in that joke than the bad drivers in Israel joke. Hey, I gotta, like I said, my guard shift is coming up. You guys have been great. Give it up for all the comics you're gonna see here tonight. Give it up for Dakota Smiles for putting this thing on. Thank you guys very much. Happy Hanukkah.
One more time for Stu Kosh, everybody. And the Kosh back in kosher. All right. You guys ready for your next comedian? Yeah! All right. This next comedian is one of the most hardworking comedians in Sacramento. She runs tons of showcases, open mics. She's just been killing it lately. Everybody make some noise for my great Jewish friend, Jess Harding, everybody.
Hi. I'm not Jewish. I just look really Jewish. So they're like, "You want to do the show?" And I was like, "I'm not Jewish." She's like, "You gotta be. You literally have to be. You can't look like that. Not be a little Jewish." I know you're getting the profile view too. You're getting the full Ashkenaz. Yeah, it's in there somewhere. I do have Jewish family, but I'm from New York. So everybody's like Jewish there, right? Yeah, it's Jew York. It's real. It's Jew York, yeah. Like gender reveal parties in New York are just like, is it a kosher dill or a gefilte fish? That's it. There's no other genders. Gefilte fish is a vagina if you didn't get that part. Because it smells. Okay, alright. I had a lot of nicknames in high school. My favorite, my top number one was Chewbacca. I like that one. Number 2, Scooby-Doo. That one was good. And I was like, I'm not Jewish. They're like, yes, you are. Like, I pretty much just got told I was. Anyways, that's really cool. So like I said, I am from New York. Everybody's really Jewish there. So I'm just like, I think I'm more Jewish in California from being from New York than an actual Jew in California. I think I actually get more of a pass. Anyways, I am from New York. And when I tell people in California that I'm from New York, they immediately assume, like, New York City, right? You probably did, huh, Bubby? I'm not from the cool part of New York. We did have a lot of Jewish delis, but the part of New York that I'm from is like, Tammy, you drink off Budweiser! It's upstate New York. It's upstate. Yes, it's trashy. I did move from New York to California, so I'm basically Tupac. I'm actually a representation of the show. I'm the one that diversifying the lineup. Yeah, I'm from upstate New York. It's trashy. I love my trashy family. It's where we would celebrate the rain as a car wash and a shower. Come from a long line of people who think the lettuce, tomato, onion on a burger counts as a salad. It's true. The only problem I had is it made it hard for me to come out as a bisexual person. No, yeah, my dad had the same response, you guys. Just fucking silence and blank stares. I get it. No, I get it. They weren't like mad about the gay stuff though. They were just like, why are you diet gay? Like you couldn't just do it all the way. My dad told me that was 2 things I can't bring to completion: my college degree and a man. So, yeah. I'm a bisexual woman. We're ruining everything. Bisexual women who date men are ruining literally everything. We're like, we promise we're gay. We promise we're gay. But just like, not right now. But like, so gay in my head. Swear. Every time a bisexual woman starts dating a man, a flannel shirt and a sports bra just go up in flames. I'm only wearing these because I have to prove myself. I'm like, I promise. So gay. Like, a cute lesbian couple driving in their Subaru, their head gasket blows, their dog runs away. It's our fucking fault. It's our fucking fault. Everybody assumes that a bisexual sexual awakening is like you make out with a girl in college and that's how you figure it out. But like my sexual awakening was people kept gifting me little multi-tools. After like the 3rd one, I was like, I think I might be gay. So I have a joke about uncircumcised dicks. It's my last Jew joke for you guys. Are you ready for it? Woo! All right. So I go to a lot of comedy shows, and there's always at least one comic that makes a joke about uncircumcised dicks, right? Making fun of the skin. And I start to worry about them, and I start to worry about how they feel. I'm like, do they feel attacked? Do they know, like, we know they're in the crowd right now with their uncircumcised dick? And I'm like, oh, okay, Jess, don't spiral. They're okay. At least they have a roof over their head. Alright, mazel tov.
Alright, hold on. Alright, hold on. Hey, hold on. Excuse me. Hello, everybody. Hello. Hi. Are those 8 flames? Do they flicker? Will they last through nights? Winter? Hanukkah! I can't ever eat ham. I can't ever munch clam. I want a hamburger, but no cheese. Oy vey, oy gewalt. Hold on, you got a little schmaltz. Hanukkah. This goyim can't kvetch. This goyim can't schwitz. But you better watch out, because this Gentile's got shtick. Alright, we're talking Reynolds. Latkes, Maccabees, hold up, Maccabees. You ain't even gotta say it, folks. Hanukkah. Menorah. Yarmulke. Chutzpah. Booby, oh hello. I just wonder, what's my Yahweh rededicating? Because I have lit the light. I have Hanukkah gelt to gain. From these little ass candles that are causing me to be in so much faith. Hanukkah. I'm not even Jewish, but my irritable bowel syndrome is. Let's bring up Dakota. Let's go.
I've literally never seen that man in my life. There's people wandering onto the stage from the street like they had a whole thing playing. All right, that was weird. Well, I heard Jess talking about gefilte fish is the vagina, and that offended me because gefilte fish is the asshole. Definitely. All right, guys, this brings me great joy. I love getting to see new comics spread their wings, and this guy is actually his first time performing a non-open mic show. I'm very excited to bring you the hilarious Harrison Linder, everybody.
What's up, everyone? Give it up for Dakota. Yeah, it's great to be here celebrating Hanukkah with you all. Like he said, this is my first booked show. And I'm honestly pretty nervous, especially because I've been bombing a lot recently, which I guess is the Jewish thing to do these days. Yeah, I actually started doing comedy around the same time that Israel started bombing Gaza, so was that like 70 years? No, it's been a few months. Yeah, a lot of bombing in those few months. I couldn't tell you which bombing's worse, mine or Israel's, but I can tell you which one makes me cry. Yeah, you know, growing up, I never felt like I looked particularly Jewish, but recently my girlfriend told me I remind her of Andrew from Big Mouth. Both because I look like him a little bit, and because I'm also a nervous chronic masturbator. You know, I told her not to tell anyone about that because I'm pretty embarrassed. And she went and told our couples therapist. Who has the big mouth now, bitch? And you know, recently some people have been calling me a self-loathing Jew, which I think is really offensive. Because the preferred term is Jew of self-loathing. You know, a lot of people don't know this, but Jews are POCs too. People of cheapness. Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about what being Jewish means to me, and I realize it doesn't mean much. And you know, that's not my fault. You know, when my ancestors got here, they didn't teach their kids much about Judaism. They didn't teach them their home language. They wanted to give them an opportunity to fit in, you know, be normal white Americans like everyone else. And you know, that's what I choose for myself today. And believe it or not, that's kind of a hard choice, because I could be walking around with a stupid little hat, looking like Dakota Fry, getting harassed every 10 minutes about what I think about Israel and Palestine. You know, you could call me a Jew of self-loathing, but I think yarmulkes look stupid. If I had to choose, I'd rather wear a hijab. Yeah, unfortunately, being Jewish doesn't mean too much to me. You know, I even fell asleep at my own bar mitzvah. And you know, I think that's a reasonable thing to do because, you know, bar mitzvahs these days, they're meaningless ceremonies. You're supposed to become a man. But I wasn't a man after my bar mitzvah. I was the same zit-faced, chronic masturbator with puffy puberty nipples the day after my bar mitzvah that I was the day before. The only difference is that the day after, I had a baggy suit that I could wear sometimes while I masturbated. Pretend I was like Don Draper or something. Smoke a cigarette afterwards, maybe. You know, back in the day, after your bar mitzvah, you would have had to get married pretty soon after. Yeah, they would have married like a 9-year-old. I would have had to have a 9-year-old wife. They would have made me have sex with my 9-year-old wife through a hole in the sheet. Maybe at least I could have had her suck on my puffy nipples. That might make me feel better about that. You know, there's a stereotype that Jewish guys are into Asian women. I think that's a real thing. You know, and it makes sense. There's a lot of cultural similarities between Jews and Asians. You know, there's an emphasis on academics. Parents are pretty hard on their kids. You know, I just think Asian women are better versions of Jewish women. My grandpa agrees. Yeah. Asian women are just better versions of Jewish women. They're like pre-trained hypoallergenic Jewish women. They're quieter, more obedient, and they have less hair. That's not why I like them, okay? I just like them because I have a small penis. And it was pretty fucked up. It was already small, and then they They chop more off the tongue. Can you believe that, folks? Yeah, a few years ago, I had a pretty interesting experience. It was a new experience for me. I hooked up with a black girl who was into race play. And I don't know the first thing about race play. I don't know what's supposed to happen. So I had to improvise. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to gentrify that pussy. I'm going to put a Whole Foods in that pussy. I'm going to evict your grandmother out of that pussy. Girl, your pussy's up and coming. Turns out that's not what she wanted. What she actually wanted to do was hold me under the covers, call me a kike and gas me. Some of you may have heard of a Dutch oven. She called that the Deutsch oven. Yeah, something about me that some people are impressed about when they hear it is that I interned in Congress in Washington, D.C., but they really shouldn't be, because interning in Congress is really shitty. They treat you like shit, they pay you shit, and in Dianne Feinstein's office, we even had to wipe her ass. I will say the one thing that I really liked about interning in Congress is that I had to pick up all the phone calls, and there were a few paranoid schizophrenics who would call pretty often. And my favorite guy, he called almost every day, and he started the conversation, "Tell that bitch Feinstein to get her laser off me! She's killing me!" Yeah, this guy believed in the Jewish space laser conspiracy, which is a pretty ridiculous conspiracy theory. But what's even more ridiculous is, like, if we had a space laser, we wouldn't have Dianne Feinstein in charge of it, okay? We're back here changing her diapers. But anyways, if we did have a space laser, why would we be using it on some random schizophrenic guy? I mean, let's be realistic. We'd probably be using it on Palestinians. No, I'm not endorsing that. I'm just, being realistic. But anyways, I don't think Jews really have time to be building space lasers, because they're too busy building settlements. And when the conflict, whatever you want to call it, between Israel and Hamas started on October 7th, I was actually kind of surprised by how many of my friends on Instagram seem to be supporting Hamas. Like, I understand Israel does a lot of bad stuff, but I don't think that makes Hamas good. But then I realized that they're kind of viewing it like sports, and to them, Israel's like the New England Patriots. They've been winning way too long for it to be fair. Their biggest fans hate Colin Kaepernick way too much for not be racist. And Netanyahu he is deflating the civilian death numbers, kind of like Tom Brady deflates footballs. I feel like supporting Hamas is kind of like supporting the Raiders. Like, they're gonna lose, and you accept that half of their players have been convicted of domestic violence, but somehow that's still better than supporting the Patriots. All right, thank you so much. You've been a great audience.
One more time. First time, everybody. All right, that was awesome. You guys ready for the next comedian? All right, I'm gonna get straight to it. This is like, kid is a killer. He's gonna be famous one day. Everybody, give it up for one of my favorite comedians, Daniel Goldhaber. Everybody. Hey, folks. Oh, we got another round of applause for Dakota Fry, everybody. I am the boy from earlier, but I've been growing up, I'm not going to be a boy forever. I've been thinking a lot about my childhood, Like, when I was younger, I wanted to be a rabbi, and, it wasn't on account of religious reasons, I just wanted to circumcise babies. Those goddamn penny devils mutilating the babies? God damn, Harry Hitler! I thought you were gonna let me finish my stand-up set, but now that he's broken his entrance, I guess I'll introduce him to everybody, guys. This is Harry Hitler, the Holocaust-denying sock puppet. he doesn't think that the Holocaust happened. Which, I think it did. Do you guys think the Holocaust happened? Alright, this is a Harry Hitler. You know, unfortunately that was his birth name. Harry Hitler, the Holocaust-denying sock puppet. So I wonder how he ended up denying the Holocaust with a name like that. It's you know, he was Hitler's grandchild though, Adolf Hitler. I don't know if you guys know him. He was the guy who did the thing. It wasn't a good thing. It was a pretty bad thing. I think it was a good thing. All right, Harry Hitler, the Holocaust-denying sock puppet. You gotta calm down, man. It's not the Holocaust happened. Harry Hitler, the Holocaust-denying sock puppet. It's but you know, this is a real nature versus nurture argument. You know, because it's so like with you know, of course, people in school. You know, when he was growing up, he had a tough upbringing. Because people would like tease him in school. They would say really mean things to him. Like terrible things, like they would say, hey, Harry Hitler doesn't think the Holocaust happened. Just because his name was Harry Hitler, the Holocaust-denying sock puppet. Which, I would like to reiterate the point, I do think the Holocaust happened. Harry Hitler does not reflect my thoughts, but this is my point here, folks. This is my point here, folks. I'm still friends with Harry Hitler. Do you see, guys? Could you guys see yourself being friends with a Holocaust-denying sock puppet? That's what I'm preaching here today, folks. You gotta be nice to people who think the Holocaust didn't happen. Because it did, but that being said, we gotta be nice to the people who didn't think it happened, so at some point maybe they think it did happen. And because I've been so nice to Harry Hitler, the Holocaust-denying sock puppet, I think he's got something to say to you folks right now. I'm Harry Hitler, the Holocaust-denying sock puppet. Now I'm not denying the Holocaust anymore. I think it happened. That was the worst planned out bit I've ever done. Thank you. I'll do real jokes now. I watch TV and stuff because I gotta know what's happening. You know, you guys gotta pay attention to what's happening in the world in case like another Holocaust happens. Okay, alright, you gotta pay attention. Forget that, you gotta pay attention to what happens in the world. Like, it is unrelated. I saw an article. It was a fun article. It said the first ever blind and deaf man completed a full 24K marathon. And when CBS reporters asked him how he managed to pull it off, he said, "Where am I?" This is a little more in tune with the theme. I've been, you gotta watch the History Channel. I don't know if you guys know that they tell you a lot of like really good history stuff, like a lot of stuff about what happened in the past. Because there's a show I was watching. It's called Hunting Hitler. It's a show, you know. Like people watch it. I get why it's entertaining. I don't know why we can't look for like a more positive historical figure, you know, like Jesus Christ or something. Because I'm just gonna be like as optimistic as humanly possible. What happens when we find Hitler? Like, it's not anything good. Like, I just imagine some guy getting down to Argentina. He's like, alright, we're here. To the left of me, we got the man, the myth, the legend, Adolf Hitler. Turns out he's still pretty upset. He did get into latte art. That is what he's been working on. That being said, 80 years of seclusion and artistic pursuit has not curbed the hate in his soul. Alright, we'll keep this moving. We'll go a little goofy. This is, I think the guy who invented butter knives just made really dull knives, but decided to sell them anyway. I got mad at Daryl because he made the knives all fucking blunt and shit. And he was like, you know what? I may have fucked up, call them butter knives. That's what we're gonna do here. There's another thing. I never understood the immovable object versus unstoppable force. Just go around. Alright, you guys know the Nobel Peace Prize?
Yes. You guys know what it is? Yeah, it's a good thing. It's like, you know, peaceful. People like it. It's you know, there's actually like a running for the Nobel Peace Prize currently. Like you can vote online on the website. It's two men who have done great work within prison systems to decrease the amount of sexual violence that inmates face. Like this guy named like Jacques Pierre and Daryl Fergard. And you know, for example, Jacques Pierre, what he did is he implemented a system at San Quentin of anonymous reporting, where like inmates can report an instance of sexual violence, and then the warden will deal with it, and it will be completely anonymous, and nobody will ever know. And after 3 months of implementation at San Quentin, it decreased the sexual violence by 25%. And Daryl Fergard invented liquid soap. No more prison rape. Okay. Another news joke is what's happening on the news. This is like such a fucking old topical joke. You guys remember Pride Month? That was a while ago. It was a good month. I like it. I hope you guys like it. We support our friends, the queers and stuff. We like them. This is you know who doesn't support the queers? Starbucks. They put out a press release on Pride Month. They were like, we at Starbucks Corporations, we refuse to hang any pro-LGBTQ plus decorations within our coffee shops. Right, and this earned them a slew of new conservative customers. But what these customers are forgetting, Starbucks is still gay. Alright, we'll keep on treasuring it. I got one more. You guys ever like really wake up and thank God that you're human? Is that a thing that happens? Because I don't think we're grateful enough. We should be really appreciative for how great being human is. Like imagine being a snake. Like, do you think those guys are upset they don't got legs? I think everything else has legs. Like a chair has legs. That's not even a real thing. And not to get like disgusting, but not to be too crude. My point being is like we got opposable thumbs. We like built tools and shit. We also got really good at jacking off. That's one thing we did. Humans got so good at jacking off that we started using the things we jack off with to make better things to jack off with. And that's gross. You'd be like, hey man, did you stop there? We didn't. We started making that shit for like farm animals and stuff. Which, like, I'm not a horse breeder. I don't work on a farm. Like, I'm not saying there's no utility for a machine that jacks a horse off. I just think it's like a weird thing for a guy to do math for. Like some guy had to sit there with a whiteboard and go, this will make the horses come 25% more efficiently. You gotta carry the 3 here. And it's not like a fucking idiot. It's not like me or you, some stupid guy. Like somebody went to school, like engineering school, for 6 years. They're probably like a little kid that dreamed to build a rocket ship or something. They had like big aspirations. And they finally finished college. And their boss leads them down a dark, dark corridor and says, all right, man, here's a horse cock. Make that shit squirt. All right, I was putrid. I appreciate it. I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you very much.
One more time for the boy wonder. Daniel Goldhaber, everybody. Okay, we've reached the part of the show where I'm going to welcome our Shabbos Goyim. You guys know what that is? There's a lot of Jews here, right? All right, the Shabbos Goyim is like the honorary Jew, right? He's the guy that goes to the Hasid's house and turns off their lights on Shabbat because they're not allowed to use electricity. This guy's the most fucking Jewish non-Jew I've ever met. He is so Jewish, I'm giving him the... You know what? He's Jewish. I'm giving him the pass right now. This is our honorary Jew of the night. Everybody make some noise for Sam Mallet, everybody. You fucking see it, right?
Thank you, Dakota. Thank you for the J-Pass. The first of many, I promise you. Jesus Christ. Just on my way here, I was thinking I was going to go buy some bacon bits, because that shit is as good as pepper spray here, right? Wouldn't you know it, Dakota fucking froze my bank account, dude. Like, god damn it. Fuck Palestine, free my $8. I'm hungry. Yeah. So I got the honorary J-Pass because I told Dakota a very specific story. That's a true story. Growing up, my nickname was Jew. Can you guess why? Can you take a rough estimate as to why? It's very obvious, right? Every single day. What's up, Jew? Fuck you, Jew. Every day. This culminated into one singular moment where I was sitting next to a guy on the football team in the quad on a bench, which I don't recommend you ever go back in time and do. That's just not a good idea, right? And I couldn't help but notice he was carving something into this bench with a pen. And I look and he's carving a swastika. Backstory on me. I was called Jew so much that I eventually just said, "You're right." Yeah, I wore like armor like Jon Snow. It can never hurt me. I was like, yeah, dude, I wear the hat at home. I eat the weird bread. It's fine. I'm Jewish now. Who cares? Right? So whatever. But I'm repping fake Jew at this point, so I at least have to be fake offended at what's going on around me. So I'm like, hey, man, that's not cool. And he goes, shut up, Jew. Cool, so I get to escalate the situation, right? But I said something he didn't like. I said, you know what, bro? You're just mad because my God killed your God. Oh! He didn't like that shit. So he stabbed me in the leg with that pen that he was carving the swastika, which I think made that hurt even worse somehow. Like some form of necrotic damage. Does anybody play D&D? Just the evil intent behind it made it hurt worse. I know, if I didn't get booked on the show, I was going to be pissed. I got really hurt for the chosen people. I was repping out there. But I did the whitest thing you could do at that moment besides getting Starbucks. I told on him. I went and told on him. And you know, something about that anti-Semitism reached me, and where I thought, like, am I getting attacked because nothing's happening to this guy? No, he was just on the football team. They didn't want to lose that week. Yeah, dude. APAB, all principals are bastards, am I right? Yes, that's how I got on this show. That's how I've been repping fake Jew all this time. And it's nice, because I pass as Jewish. Well, actually, hold on. Let me take these gloves off. Now I pass as Jewish. I don't look poor. Yeah. Fucking A. But yeah, I didn't grow up Jewish. I grew up in a conservative family. Did anybody grow up in kind of a conservative family? Yes. Yeah, that was a weird give and take growing up in that environment. Like, I got to make no decisions about my life whatsoever, but I got to go fishing sometimes. Yeah, it wasn't a good give and take, but it was what I had. And as an adult, I think fishing plays out a little bit differently. It plays out a little bit weird. I can't help but think that fishing plays out like a form of homoerotic bipolar disorder. Let me explain. That's a weird pill to swallow, right? Because I don't know about you, but when I was on a boat, it was just me alone with a bunch of dudes and everybody's holding a rod. And everybody starts comparing each other's rods, like, why is your rod bigger than mine, Jim? What kind of reel you got on that piece? What's the action? Feel like on that rod there, brother, what kind of test you got? You can handle a salmon? That's real nice. You can handle a sturgeon? That's a big load. That's a big load you can handle, mister. It's weird on the boat. It's mostly quiet. Like, no dude is opening up emotionally on the water. I don't know if you know this. Like, here's a conversation never happening on a boat. How are you, Bill? I don't know about you, but I'm afraid most of the time. I'm afraid that I've come to regret giving up my dreams for the family that I ignore. I'm afraid that when I'm laying dying, nobody will be there to comfort me. More than anything, I'm just afraid to be alone. Goddamn, Bill. Beer's in the cooler, bro. Shut the fuck up. You're scaring the fish. We can't have that. It's silent on the boat until that golden moment when somebody finally gets a fish on the line, right? And suddenly everybody in the boat turns into the most supportive friend at the gay orgy. Just yelling out unnecessary shit like, oh, my buddy back in a big one, didn't he? All right. Remember the stance, brother. Plant your feet. Keep breathing. It's an endurance contest. Come on. Let out a little bit of line. Play with him a little bit. Let him wear himself out, you know? But you want me to hold that rod for you? No. All right, big man on deck. You got this. Get him closer to you. Get him closer. Get him closer to you. Let me get the net. I don't know what kind of gay orgies you guys go to. Ones I do, there's a net. They call me the net Jew boy. That's been my time. My name's Sam. Now get up for DAKOTA 5 for putting this all together.
Sorry, I was eating locusts. All right, that was fucking crazy, right? The true Hollywood story of Sam Mallet. I totally forgot who's next. Oh! Everyone, this Jew has Jew in his name. Give it up for Julien LACROSSE, everybody.
Oh, damn, we got a Holocaust survivor right here in the front row. You like my yarmulke, miss?
I love it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Damn, yo, give it up for your host, Dakota Fry, ladies and gentlemen. Dressed like he's doing taxes for the Crips. Well, look at that shit. Snoop Dogg's like, hey man, I need you to file my 1099-C. He's like, don't you mean 1099-B? No, I said C. Damn, it's cool to be here on this. Thank you. Some black guys up in the front row. It's cool to be here at the Sesh. Yo, 8 Crazy Nights is incredible. 8 Crazy Nights is a Hanukkah show, yet not one Jewish name on the bill yet. It's incredible. Julien LACROSSE, not Jewish. Jess Harding, give it up for Jess. Not Jewish. Who else performed? Dakota Fry, your host. Give it up for Dakota Fry. Where are my Steins and my Witzes and my Bergs? Thank you. One Jew in the crowd. That's cool, dude. Yeah, that's really cool. I came out today dressed for the occasion. You guys see the yarmulke. You also see the Jew curls on my Vans right here. Yo, shout out to my my Hasidic Jews out in Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? This is an ode to them. Ashkenazi Jews. We got Sephardic Jews. One time, somebody was like, "Hey, Julien, what kind of Jew are you?" And I was like, "Cheap. That's who I am. Cheap, just like the rest of them." It's cool to be here. My name is Julien, you guys, for those who don't know me. Thank you. When my friends introduce me, they say, this is Julien, he's good people. Just because I'm fat doesn't mean I'm plural. My last name is LACROSSE, so people always ask me this question, like, hey man, do you play lacrosse? No. I'm not a lacrosse player, but I'm a lacrosse player! Play a Berg, play a Stein, play a Witz. Thank you. I'm half Jewish and half white trash. Yeah. Which makes me twice as cheap. I was at Walmart the other day, right? I saw the shirt I wanted to buy. Price tag on the shirt said $12. Okay. But I went to the cashier because I wanted to negotiate like a better price. The Jewish side of me was really out that day. I was like, hey, I'll give you $6 for this. She was like, bro, that's gonna be $12. So I stole it. That's the white trash side of me, right, dude? You don't actually become a member of the white trash membership club until you've committed a misdemeanor at Walmart. Am I right, my black man? Yeah. Everyone knows a misdemeanor at Walmart is a felony at Target. It's true. I'm half Jewish. I am an accountant by day. I do stand-up comedy by night. I am circumcised, and both my grandparents, on my mom's side, survived the Holocaust. Give it up for me, you guys. I like to call myself a couple different names. Perhaps the most eligible bachelor on JDate.com. I like that you laughed at that. Did JDate.com exist in 1960? That's what's up, dude. I also like to call myself Hitler's worst nightmare. These are the Jews we warned you about! Good at math, bad at stand-up comedy! They control everything! You know, this is not part of my set, but last night somebody called me the J.P. Morgan Chase of stand-up comedy. And as a Jew, I gotta tell you, there's no highest honor, right? No highest honor. I am Jewish. My grandmother is a Holocaust survivor, right? And I don't know if you guys know this, but in the Jewish cemetery, you're not allowed to be buried if you have any tattoos on you. Do you guys know that? Right? So she was laid up in the casket like this, and I saw that tattoo on her arm, and I was like, yo, Rabbi, what's up with that? Rabbi was like, there's exceptions to the rule, Julien. Kind of begs the question, huh? What's the most ironic thing one can find in a Jewish cemetery? Holocaust survivors. Thank you. Yeah. Speaking of anti-Semites, my favorite anti-Semite is Kanye West, dude. Give it up for Kanye West. I used to have this great Kanye West joke where I'd be like, yeah, Kanye West should change his name to Kanye South for all that racist shit he's been saying about Jews. But then he posted on Instagram like he loves Jonah Hill, so he's not anti-Semitic anymore. And I can't say that joke.
So I've changed it to be applied to current times. I think Kanye West changed his name to Kanye West Bank. Kanye West is a big inspiration for me. You guys ever hear of that clothing company, the Antisocial Social Club? You guys know that clothing company? I want to make my own clothing company that's a combination of the Antisocial Club and Kanye West's clothing brand. I'm calling it the Anti-Semite Club. It's where a bunch of Jews get together and talk shit about other Jews. What was the name for that? We used to have a name for that back in the day. Oh, that's right. Temple. That's right, dude. Yo, my name's Julian LACROSSE. Hey, give it up for your lovely host, Dakota Fry. Have a great night, Sesh. Thank you for giving me your time and attention. L'chaim.
One more time for Julian LACROSSE, everybody. All right. I'm gonna keep this moving. This next comic, this is literally my favorite stand-up comedian of all time. So I got him to do a 5-minute guest spot on this show as a Hanukkah gift to myself. Everyone, you buckle the fuck up. Make some noise for the GOAT of Sacramento comedy, SUBAS SHARMA, everybody.
Happy Friday, yo. Happy Hanukkah. Yeah, thank you. Happy Muslim Day. You think that's funny, brother? Alright. You know, guys, the other day I had a show in the Punchline. Do you guys know Sacramento Punchline? Yeah. Yeah, alright. And I request my wife, honey, would you please come with me in a Punchline? I have a show. You have never seen me perform live before. And then my wife, she said no. You think that's funny? And then I asked her why. And then she said, you're a very bad performer in the bed. I cannot imagine how can you perform the stage. The gas price is very high. And you're not funny. So my wife, she did not go to the Punchline I was performing. I'm glad she did not go. Because I bombed very hard. You think that's funny, folks? Tonight I got only 4 or 5 minutes, right? I'm going to go dirty, alright? Do you guys like dirty jokes? Right. That's for the dirty jokes, right? You know, folks, my wife, she's bleeding. Not in her brain. And she doesn't like to give me a blowjob. I like her pushy. better than her mouth. Because her pussy doesn't talk. I'm sorry, lady. I'm sorry, my mom. I'm sorry, my mom. Sorry, mama. You guys think that's funny? I got a lot of dirty jokes, right? I don't know. How much time do I have, brother? 2 minutes. I came to America 1996, right? I was 20 years old from Nepal, right? I was virgin. I lost my virginity in San Francisco downtown. I was 22 years old. I paid $200 for a prostitute. I was hella horny. The prostitute, she made me wear a condom, right? I put a condom, right? I was hella horny. The condom blew up. The condom blew up, right? And she made me wear 2 condoms, right? I put a 2 condom, and then I came on my condom. Before I did anything, I didn't even put in anything. I lost $200 in my condom, folks. That's not funny. You know, back in the days, that's a lot of money. That's like 19 something, right there. And then I asked a prostitute, can I please get a discount, please? She said no. and I asked her, can I get a half a discount? She said no. Shit. You know, folks, and I went to home, right? I drove, I was like going to home, and I fell in love with a prostitute. Have you guys ever seen a movie, Pretty Woman? You know, Pretty Woman, the movie Pretty Woman? I was like that shit, you know what I'm saying? I fell in love with a prostitute. You think that's funny? Grandma, are you grandma? Grandma, you think it's funny, grandma? Nani, you think it's funny? I fell in love with a prostitute, Nani. Alright, thank you, love you guys. That's my time.
One more time, make some noise. SUBAS SHARMA, everybody. All right, there's a Honda Pilot, right? Honda Pilot with a Black Lives Matter bumper sticker blocking a driveway. Some shit like that. So if anyone's driving the white Honda Pilot with the Black Lives Matter sticker, please go out and move your car so we don't have, police showing up at our place and everything. All right, you guys ready for your next comedian? All right, everybody make some noise for Sacramento legend Morty STEIN, everybody.
up for Dakota and for all the comedians that you saw here tonight. Yeah. Thank you all for coming out tonight. I appreciate you coming out and supporting comedy tonight. Oh, look at this. 8 crazy sets. Got the parental advisory explicit content warning. Got the Menorah Mafia. Yeah, the Menorah Mafia, the only gang that doesn't have a lawyer on retainer. Because they're all fucking lawyers. All right, so round of applause. Where are all my Gentiles tonight? Yeah, okay, Gentiles. Glad you made it tonight for the 8th night of Hanukkah. My name is Morty. My pronouns are and oi. I love being Jewish, man. I am all in when it comes to being Jewish. Was bar mitzvahed, been circumcised. Want to know the real reason Jewish men get circumcised? Jewish women won't touch anything unless it's 20% off. Last week I got hired to be the opening act for a very famous Christian comedian at one of those big mega churches. When I came up on stage and I told them that I was Jewish, there was this big hush that came over the room. Yeah, it was so quiet you could hear a crucifix drop. And this lady was sitting in the front row just like you were, and she had this look of shock on her face. And I said, are you okay? And she said, yeah, we just weren't expecting somebody like you. And I said, well, isn't this a Christian church? And she said, yeah. And I go, well, you've been expecting somebody like me for 2,000 years. Yeah. It's great to be here in Sacramento. I don't live here anymore. I did go to high school here. My parents enrolled me in Christian Brothers High School. Yeah. Summer before I went to high school, I was a very small kid. When I was going into high school, I was 4'10", 90 pounds. And the public school that I was supposed to go to, they thought that I was going to get bullied, so they enrolled me into Christian Brothers. My dad said, hey, I pulled some strings and I got you into Christian Brothers. And I went, oh man, don't tell me you did that. And he says, I'm sensing you're not happy about this decision. And I said, well, I'm sensing you didn't tell them we're Jewish. And it didn't take them long to figure out that I was Jewish. As a matter of fact, it took them like 7 minutes to figure out. Because on the first day of school, you go in and you get your class schedule, and then you go into the chapel and take communion. Well, I've never taken communion before. So I was just following all my friends. So they get up to the altar and they get on the knee, and the priest does his thing, and then it's my turn, and I have no idea what to do. So I get down there and I get on one knee, and the priest takes the wafer, he puts it in the wine, puts it into my mouth, and goes, this is the body and blood of our Savior Jesus Christ. And you're supposed to say, amen. I did not know that. So when it came time, he puts the wafer in the wine, puts it in my mouth, and says, this is the body and blood of our Savior Jesus Christ. And I said, Mazel Tov. But my high school experience was okay. I was 4'10". My best friend was a freshman basketball player that was 7'1". But they called us the odd couple of Christian Brothers. When I first met him, I did stupid things too. When I first met him, I went up to him and I went, wow, you're really tall. Do you play basketball? And he just looked at me and he goes, wow, you're really small. Do you play miniature golf? Back when I went to Christian Brothers, it was an all-boys school. It wasn't co-ed yet. But we did have school dances. What we did is we partnered with the 2 Catholic girls' schools that were in the neighborhood. St. Francis High School, St. Francis Troubadours. The other one was Bishop Minogue. If I remember correctly, it was the Bishop Minogue Angry Virgins. Little bit about me. I just retired after working 35 years as a mortician. Yeah. People call us undertakers, funeral directors. My personal favorite, last responder. Did you know morticians have their own holiday? March 14th is National Morticians Day. Day you're supposed to pay tribute to those working stiffs making a killing in a dead-end job. 35 years in this business, I've seen it all. Once directed the funeral for this guy that died from an accidental overdose of Viagra. That was an open casket. His horseshoe team loved it. Then I directed the funeral for the owner of IKEA. Took me a week to put that fucker's casket together. Yeah, it's crazy business, let me tell you. When I die, even though I'm Jewish, I'm supposed to be buried within 24 hours. But I think I want to be cremated. I figure if I die and I'm cremated, that's going to be my last hope to have a smoking hot body. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. When I told my wife that I made that decision, I said, honey, I want to be cremated. She said, great, how about Tuesday? My wife and I have been married 35 years. Wow, thank you. Thank you. It's a long time. When I first met my wife, I was actually going to mortuary school, studying to be a mortician. Kept asking her out. She kept turning me down. I think her exact words were, over my dead body. And I said, why are you sending me mixed signals? Because when you say over my dead body to a mortician, that's like a really sexy pickup line. 35 years of marriage, man, I'll tell you. It's a long time. I think the secret to a successful marriage is you should marry your best friend. You've heard that, right? Marry your best friend. I was telling my best friend from high school, Randy, that. He got all weirded out. All weirded out. That's my time, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for coming out. I'm going to bring your host, DAKOTA, back up here.
All right, Morty Stein, everybody. One more time for Morty Stein. That was great. All right. I apologize that this show has been a fucking sausage fest, but how about we bring another woman up, yeah? All right. Everybody, make some noise for all the way from the Bay Area. She drove really far to be here, so make it loud for ALISON Reynolds, everybody.
Hello, everybody. So I get told often that I look good for my age, and I'm 35. That's too young for that to be a compliment. How bad am I supposed to look? People tell me often, they think I'm in my 20s. And I honestly find that offensive. I was really stupid throughout my entire 20s. I had dreadlocks for most of it. And I was still white back then, just for context. One time, I took 60 hits of acid at once and ended up in the hospital. Yeah, I know. I agree. Not the smartest choice, but in my defense, medical attention is still attention. When I was in my 20s, I had sex with a man named Wayne. I was in my 20s when I got into my first real adult long-term relationship, and this guy used to do something really cute where he would fuck his ex-girlfriend. Anybody here been cheated on before? Yeah. No, it sucks. A lot of you stayed quiet. I gotta say, congratulations. You've only had partners that are just good at covering their tracks. Must be nice. If you are getting cheated on, you gotta just get out. You guys know that saying, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, you seem super sorry, I'll let it slide. Fool me 3 times, That was the same girl as the first time. That doesn't really count. That's a wash. But you fool me 8 times in 5 years, you are on thin ice. Knock it off. God, I wish that was a joke. It's not. That is my life. And I have been historically very bad with men. I make bad choices. I pick bad ones. And I blamed my dad for a really long time, right? Terrible. He was terrible at dadding. I'll give you one example. One time, I got in his car and he was gonna drive me to school. I was like in 3rd grade. He just drove to work, forgot I was in the car. Fun fact though, that is how Take Your Daughter to Work Day was invented. That was just a man refusing to admit that he made a mistake. I learned about something recently, made me change my mind. I've sort of let my dad off the hook. You guys heard of intergenerational trauma? Fucking of course you have. For those of you who don't know, it's just this idea that older generations experience trauma and it's passed down to generations. It creates dysfunction. So in my case, my dad's parents survived a horrible war, and my dad didn't grow up with like any emotional support. They were just like kind of in survival mode. So I realized that it wasn't really my fault, and it wasn't really my dad's fault, it was Hitler's fault. You know, that punchline really hits harder when everybody doesn't already know that I'm a Jew. You probably kind of saw that coming. Anyway, despite the best efforts of the Nazi Party, I'm a lot better with men now. My most recent boyfriend was pretty good to me. Honestly, I have no I have almost no I got 2 complaints. First one is his mother hated me. And there wasn't really anything I could do about that, but I went to my mom because she experienced something similar, that my dad's Jewish mother didn't like my non-Jewish mother. Now, hold on, Jews, don't come at me. I'm as Jewish as the rest of you. My family name is Reinfeld. I make complaints to get refunds. I've got GERD. You know what I'm talking about. But so my Oma was a very lovely person, except when it came to my mom. She would call her names, and all of these names were just like slurs in other languages, and all of them meant the same thing, which was like, you're not Jewish. Which, as you probably know, it's a huge insult coming from a Jewish person. You guys definitely know these words. It was like shiksa, goy, whore that stole my son. Is that one Yiddish? I think it is. My other complaint about my last book, it's not even a complaint, it's just something that happened that I found to be very annoying. He told me one time in a conversation that I didn't know how to take a joke. And I was like, are you serious right now? I'm a comedian and I take your dick all the time. Okay, so call it 3 complaints, I guess. All right, that's my time. You guys are lovely. Thank you so much.
Allison Reynolds, everybody, all the way from San Francisco. All right, you guys ready for your headliner? All right, this guy's a killer. He's a writer for the Hard Times. Everyone give it up for Sacramento legend Parker Newman.
Thank you. Fuck yeah, dude. How's it going, you guys? Shabbat shalom, my Hebrews. Man, that's so cool. Guys, I'm happy to be here. I lost 40 pounds recently. Thank you. I told my doctor that, and she's like, oh, that's great. What's your secret? And I was like, oh, my secret is that I kissed a guy when I was in middle school. And she's like, no. I mean, like, how'd you lose the weight? I got probably just running from all these gay thoughts. I watch too much porn. Yeah. You guys knew that. I didn't need to tell you. I'm trying to be polite, you know? I know that I watch too much porn because it's gotten to the point where I have like weird expectations when I talk to women, you know? Like, I used to work at a donut shop. This girl comes in, she buys $5 worth of donuts, but she only had $4.50. So I'm just like, oh shit, am I about to get laid right now? Just like, oh no, what are we gonna do? She's like, I'm gonna go get change out of my car. Like, that's no way to treat your stepbrother. All right, let's get to the Jew stuff, all right? Oh, wait, I gave away the punchline. No, guys, I was actually at a coffee shop with my friend the other day, and I said, you know what? I'm just gonna go be a Jew and get some water. I feel like I can say that though, right? Because I'm like 90% water. It's a science joke. Nothing anti-Semitic. No, it's weird, man. Nazis are weird. I know. It's a strong saying, so I'm taking it. The weird thing about Nazis is that they're supposed to be like the strongest, the toughest, but it's like, little history lesson, Nazis were killed by snow, right? Like, in the Battle of Russia, like, all they had to do was bring a jacket and they'd be fine. Which is ironic, because if Nazis had Jewish moms, they would have never forgotten their jackets. They'd still be Nazis. It's so weird. I don't know, I saw this thing about, there's this news story about this guy who's a neo-Nazi, and he had 2 kids. One of them was named Heinrich, and the other one was named Hitler, right? I just think that's so fucked up, you know? Like when parents choose favorites. Like, poor Heinrich, you know? That'd be like if your dad was super into comic books and you were Robin, but your brother was Batman. Like I feel like we all struggle to impress your dad. You have any idea how hard it is to impress your neo-Nazi dad? The kind of standards that guy has? You know, you come home from school, you're just like, hey dad, I got a gold star on my homework. He's like, I knew you were one of them. That's crazy. I don't know. I would never name my kid. That's weird to just name your kid after something you love that much, you know? Like if I were a father, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't be like, hey, Del Taco, Spaghetti Factory, get your ass in. I wouldn't be like, hey, every woman I meet, Newman, what are you doing? That's crazy. Story. Yeah, it's very funny because too, I wonder if that guy, if he ever changed his name, you know, did he? That must have been really awkward. Like that kid named Hitler, having roll call during high school. Teacher's just like, is there a Hitler Anderson here? He's just like, I know, I get it all the time. 2 last names, right? Oh man, I learned apparently that in Germany they have movie because everything's translated, so their movie titles are translated too. This is true. Apparently, Despicable Me, the title translates to "I am completely irredeemable." So I made up my own for fun. My family has abandoned me and I've disappointed God. Home Alone. And also, Nothing Happened, Schindler's List. That's weird. This is... God, I don't know, it's weird. It's like, yeah. I feel like, oh, here's another fun fact. I don't know if it's fun, actually. It's still about Nazis. I'm like, wait, is this a Jewish show or a Nazi show? They're all... It's not good. Huh?
It might not be fun.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Okay. She's a reporter. She's here to... Anyway. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird because, like, I found out that apparently during, like, the Holocaust, there were Nazis who were, like, fake Jews, like, undercover. And so, like, how did that work? Right? Like, that's crazy. Just some, like, 6'2", blonde-haired, blue-eyed guy, right? Just like, hello, fellow Jews. What are we doing today? Are we scheming? Oh, I love scheming. The only thing I love more than scheming is whining and complaining. Some guy's just like, I don't think that guy's Jew. He's like, what? Of course I am filthy Jew. Can you not tell by my inferior genes? Man. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. That's, yeah, that's, I think, no, I'm more Jewish. It's, I don't know. The thing on, oh, here's something I learned. Apparently, you guys heard of mushroom therapy? Yeah, now you can do, like, mushrooms legally with the doctor. I thought about, though, I don't know if it's worth it if you have to do mushrooms with a doctor. I cannot think of a single person who I'd at least rather not do mushrooms with, right? Like, you're just like, oh man, I get it. I finally understand the complexities of the universe, and we're all just one thing, and there's no you or I, there's only us. And he's just like, yeah, you're really fat too. I know. Do doctors even like help people? You know, like I don't know. Like honestly, you ever go into a doctor's office? They don't really do anything. You know? Like doctors are really just like rabbis. It's just like, yeah, there's this ringing in my ear, and I feel dizzy. What do you think it is? They're just like, what do you think it is? Is there a God? Is there not? Let's see. All right. Guys, hear me out. Statistically, don't you think, isn't there probably at least one Make-A-Wish kid who's kind of a piece of shit? Right? Like, hold on, statistically, right? Like, it has to be one out there. They're just like, hey, little Billy, if you could have one thing in the world, what would it be? And he's just like, separate water fountains. Just like, Jesus Christ. I'm kind of glad he's died. Is that the one I wanted or two? Sorry, I'm breaking the fourth wall. I'm not supposed to. One. Okay, alright. Can I do the motorcycle? Is that? Okay, fuck yeah. I can't wait the punchline yet. Let's go. Let's go. I don't like bumper stickers, right? Yeah, no, I'm getting political again. That's right. I don't like bumper stickers, and I told my friend that, and he said, well, I put bumper stickers on my car, so I hear that you're less likely for it to get stolen that way. I'm like, is that true? Someone's just like, fuck. Really want to take that car, but I've never been to Santa Cruz. Shit. I'm a thief, not a poser. You know, I don't know. I saw this weird bumper stickers on a motorcycle. Yeah, it just said my motorcycle is my therapist. It's like, I don't even know what that means, you know? That guy get on, he's just like, I was molested. My wife left, she took the kids. I'm so insecure about my own masculinity that the only way I know how to get any attention is by making obnoxiously loud noise on my motorcycle. Most likely, because growing up, I felt like I never really had a voice, nor any control over my environment. So now, the only way I know how to get people to look at me is by revving my motorcycle super loud and ruining everyone's conversation, especially people who just want to eat outside at a restaurant that day, because it's a nice phrase, it wasn't too windy to where your napkin flies away if it's not under silverware. And sometimes I feel like that napkin, because all I want to do is fly away and be free with the wind, but people just end up using me. So I keep racing through streets on my motorcycle with a facade of, oh, I'm such a badass. In reality, people are just talking about how small my dick is. And you know what? Maybe it's fair. Maybe I am a bit of a grower and not a shark. They're saying it's so small that it's non-existent. Not true at all. The only thing non-existent about me is my ability to trust other human beings. And that's probably because I was molested. Is that a red light? Thank you guys so much.
Parker and Newman, everybody. All right, did we have a good time? Thank you. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Hasamech, happy Hanukkah. All the blessings. Shabbat Shalom.